Hey everyone, Ariel Adams here with aBlogtoWatch. Please subscribe to our videos on YouTube and like this video if you find it useful. Also hit the bell to be notified of our upcoming videos. This is a review of the Seiko Prospex. We have two versions here with the SPB145 and the SPB149. There's a few others in this collection. This is the latest reinterpretation of the first Seiko dive watch from 1965. There have been a few other reinterpretations of this one. This is the nicest one yet, and it's not the highest end Seiko Prospex model, but it's definitely among the higher end ones. And some of the things that you'll feel in a higher end Seiko dive watch is, first of all, the bracelet. This is a more substantial steel bracelet than some of the other ones that, by virtue of them being less expensive, don't necessarily feel as weighty. But this is a really nice, solid feeling bracelet. The case is 40.5 millimeters wide, and it contains Seiko's in-house made 6R35 automatic movement. That is a movement that operates at 3 Hertz with 70 hours of power reserves. That's going to be more than the 4 series of in-house made movements. These watches here in particular are pre-sale samples, so the movements have been stopped. So if you notice that the seconds hand isn't moving, that's because they're designed to sort of sit in that attractive position. I've got two different models here, and both of these are slightly special models. The first one here has a slightly bluish dial to it, and this one is a limited edition. And this is the SPB149. I'm going to put it on the wrist here because this is actually quite handsome on the wrist. Again, at 40.5 millimeters wide, this is actually among the smaller Seiko dive watches right now. They usually range about 44 millimeters wide. So for someone that wants a little bit more of a svelte look on their wrist, this is the way to go. And again, because it's inspired by that 1965 classic, it has a little bit of a retro vibe. The bezel is actually brushed metal, I believe, and some of the higher end, or actually even lower end than this, new Seiko Prospex watches have ceramic bezels. This has a slightly different look to it. The ceramic ones are going to be more polished, so this has a little bit more of a demure character to it. And you can see this limited edition has a bit of a dark, sort of a bluish gray dial. And this one is limited to 5,500 pieces, so actually quite an extensive limited edition. This version, I actually like the dial a little bit more. This has sort of a warm brown, almost a taupe, if you will. This is a boutique exclusive, and this one costs a little bit less because it's not a limited edition. This is the Seiko Prospex SPB145. And like I said, there's a few other versions of this watch in the collection. This is going to be something that is a step-up model, right? So if you've entered Seiko with sort of their entry-level dive watches and want to move up to something that's going to be a little bit more competitive with a lot of the Swiss-made automatic dive watches, this is definitely going to compete in that same arena. Not that Seiko hasn't been able to compete before, but this is sort of an interesting new level of the roughly $1,000 to $1,500 price point that Seiko is competing in right now very, very well. But don't forget, their dive watches can go up past $6,000, and that doesn't even get into grand Seiko territory. So again, this is the Seiko Prospex SPB145 and 149. These are new for 2020, and they are reinterpretations of the original Seiko dive watch from 1965. Price ranges between $1,200 and $1,350 depending on the limited edition status, and you can see the full review on aBlogtoWatch. Thanks.